unity in the community, so on and so forth. 74. I went back in 1980, and everything was filthy. Filthy. It was corrupt. Drugs were rampant. Women were being disrespected. It was dog eat dog. There was no more unity in the community. The movement was like destroyed. Destroyed. And so I came back to California, because I went there like in 80 to visit. I came back to California with two things in mind. One, I wanted to see what happened. I wanted to research what happened to our communities. What happened? What happened to the movement? What happened? And what I was to find out, and this is how I understood my relationship as a black man to this society. This government destroyed our movement because they believed that this country was going through a revolution. Understand that. Do not underestimate what happened in the 60s. They thought this country was going through a revolution. And at the core of their problem were the black folks. That was at the core of the problem. And so we began to see not only our leaders being killed, because some of y'all think that that's in your other countries, like where y'all from, your parents are from, that leaders get killed in other countries. That's how it is in America. If you're a black man and you stand up, you have to be ready to die. In America, in 2008, you have to be ready to die because the government will kill you. Maybe not immediately. They'll try to discredit you, so on and so forth. And once they see that they can't buy you off, they will kill you. So Malcolm was killed. Martin was killed. Medgar Evers was killed. Fred Hampton was killed. Bobby Hutton was killed. I mean, they were coming at us, killing our leaders left and right. In Oakland, the police used to wear shirts saying, Panther 0, Oakland OPD 4. Meaning, we've killed 4 of you, you've killed none of us. That type of thing. It was open war on the movement. The president who led that was Richard Nixon. He led that. He was the COINTELPRO president. Our music got filthy. The movies got crazy. We wanted to become, remember we wanted to become militants? We wanted to become Black Panthers? The movies started changing to the point where we wanted to become pimps and pushers. Superfly and the Mac. Pimps became heroes. Pushers became heroes. Music changed. It got filthy, the whole nine. Unemployment became rampant. The soldiers began to turn on each other because the government encouraged the formation of gangs. And what happened was we got gangs, guns, and drugs. And the soldiers who were going at the system began going at each other. It was a cold, calculated, premeditated move by the government to destroy our movement. And when they saw what was sustaining our movement was the community. Our communities were destroyed. You feel me? And so, seeing this, but one of the things I noticed when I saw that what the government did and the methods that they used, they spread corruption. The government, now listen to this. Listen to this. The government spread corruption. Leaders were corrupted. Like I said, the music was corrupted. Corruption was spread. Now that hit me. Because what that told me was, hey, corruption. Corruption. They spread corruption to destroy the movement. Corruption. That means the opposite of corruption is what they fear. What they were saying was, in order for us to destroy this thing, it's got to become corrupt. Because if it doesn't become corrupt, this thing could take us out. That stayed with me. That stayed with me. So I'm filing this away. That's why you have to stay active. Because by staying active, you learn certain things about life. And you learn certain things about yourself. You can't be wondering about stuff and then sitting on your behind, thinking that it's just going to come to you. You can wonder about things, but you have to stay active. Because that's when you find out certain things. So I'm filing this away, but I'm staying active. Because we're still working on campus. Then I'm at a meeting. And this brother is giving this meeting, the Black United Front meeting. This brother is conducting a meeting. And there's a sister in the audience, and she is like going off on this brother. She cursing at him. I mean, it was really bad. And the brother kept his cool. The brother kept his cool. Yes, ma'am. Yes. Okay. What are you going to say? Yes, ma'am. Right? And as I'm watching him do this, bam! It hit me. what black people, what all black people have to work on, it came to me right there, is moral character. But then, wait a minute, that's not all black people, that's people, period. It's moral character. It's moral character. Because now, again, I'm thinking about COINTELPRO, how the movement was destroyed, corruption, right? And now it's moral character. We got to work on moral character because you could be in a group and then you could be getting high. We got to work on moral character. You could be in a group and like we talked about before, you can start having boyfriend and girlfriends in a group. And we've seen it before. And they break up. And now he's talking to another girl in the organization. Now these girls hate each other. Because you took my man. No, I didn't. You took my man. Now you got the whole, you know what I'm saying? You went from the Pan-African Student Union or this group to the board. It becomes a general hospital. It becomes a soap opera. So you say, dang, you can't be a playboy in the movement. You can't be a Macavist. You know what I'm saying? You can't be doing that. Because no, really, in the movement, you have people who do that. You say, hey, how you doing, sister? What's happening? You know what I'm saying? For the revolution, right? That kind of thing. And that happened before. And a lot of women got messed over in the 60s. They got messed over because they had to do it, you know, for the revolution. That kind of thing, right? And so I'm seeing all this. I'm seeing all this. And how this stuff, that's why they corrupted us. Because once you become corrupt, you can't fight against him. You can't fight against them. And so now, I'm in Philly, visited in 1980, seeing how things have been corrupted. A friend of mine had a Quran. And I've been listening to Bob Marley, minus the Ganji, right? So I was listening to Bob Marley, and Bob Marley was coming with like, hey, y'all ever heard Bob Marley? Bob Marley was coming with like revolution and spirituality, with a hard bass, right? And bass be penetrating. So Bob Marley was just, I said, man, he is like, man. So I'm just checking out Bob Marley, and Marley is talking about spirituality and revolution, spirituality and revolution, spirituality and revolution, and I'm seeing the corruption, and I'm seeing how they did it. So now I'm starting to get spiritual again. Now I'm starting to get spiritual again, right? It's reactivating. What I felt as a 10-year-old, what I felt in high school and spiritually is now become reactivated. I go back to Philly, and like I said, seeing how I've been corrupted, a friend of mine had a Quran. And I said, Philadelphia has more African-American Muslims than any city in the country. Philadelphia is a city that's predominantly black. It's majority black. It's the only city in the top 5 in the country that's majority black. And has more African-American Muslims than any place in the United States. Islam is to Philly what Hollywood is to LA. You know how people in LA, they got to be Hollywood? Because Hollywood culture. You go back to Philly, you will not know who's a Muslim. Because Islam has affected the styles. You walk into a barbershop, and they give me a Sunni. Give me a Sunni. And that means, you know, I got a real short haircut, you know, trim my beard up, you know, or give me a bald head and get my beard right. That's a Sunni. And when I went back in 1980, one of my friends, he got shot. I went to go see him in the hospital. I said, hey, man, how come everybody be saying Ak? What's up, Ak? I said, how come everybody be saying that? He said, it means brother. But it's Ak. Right? Yeah, brother. Right? But that was the thing in Philly. What's up, Ak? What's up, Ak? What's up, Ak? Right? So I didn't know what it was, but Ak was brother in Arabic. And so then I said to him, I said, hey man, what's the new dance they doing? He said, the Muslim. I swear, it's for real. He said the new dance was the Muslim. I said, how you do the Muslim? He said, you know, you get on the dance floor and you just dance real cool. That's how you describe the Muslim. I'm saying that's how much Islam has affected the culture in Philadelphia to this day. Big shirts. That came out of Philly and New York. Muslims started long tees. Muslims started that. And the shorts below the knee. Muslims in New York and Philly started that. And it began to take root in the black community and then in other communities. Muslims started that. I'm telling you, for real. So I have this Quran, and I'm on the bus with my son, and he's on my lap. And I open the Quran, and the reason why I asked the brother to read that particular, those ayahs from the Quran, because when I open up this book, and the first thing that hit me, because I'm a soldier, so you've got to come strong. And the first thing that hit me was, this is the book. In it, remnants of the movement still left.